these guys don't even know what I'm talking about. Yo, Rice or Henderson? Rice or Henderson? Name me one name. Yo, you guys are whack. Straight up. There you go. Don't tell me Rice or Henderson. Yo, they could do some bird track knock. Straight up.
This, and this go on Twitter.
Like 5 of them. All they have to say was Rice or Henderson.
Was it 3-3-3-30?
Now we find out why Pete.
We are fucking massive.
He's a terrorist! What are you doing? That donut is with us, not holding it. Cheers, boys. Talk to you later. Wait, cheers, mate.
Yeah, what's up, my brother? Listen, just giving you a shout real quick. Doing all my messages, send one to Tetch and everybody. This the last one, you know what I'm saying? The best for last. Young P. Chiavelli, what's going on, brother? Hey. What's up, my brother? Listen, just giving you a shout real quick. This the last one, you know what I'm saying? The best for last. Young P. Chiavelli, what's going on, brother? Hey, brother, hey. Best for last. Young P. Chiavelli, what's going on, brother? Hey. Hey. Y'all heard that we won. What's going on, brother? Hey. I know you the voice of positivity. What you do sometimes, right? We dropped a couple games. I know you the voice of positivity, so don't let nobody get down, right?
RaNdoM. Noun. A roving motion, course without definite direction, lack of rule or method, chance. RaNdoM. Adjective. Having unpredictable outcomes and, in the ideal case, all outcomes equally probable, resulting from such selection, lacking statistical correlation. The flip of a fair coin is purely random. The newspaper conducted a random sample of 500 American teenagers. The results of the field survey look random by several different measures. RaNdoM. Adjective. Characterized by or often saying random things, habitually using non sequiturs. A roving motion, course without definite direction, lack of rule or method, chance. RaNdoM. Adjective. Having unpredictable outcomes and, in the ideal case, all outcomes equally probable, resulting from such selection, lacking statistical correlation. The flip of a fair coin is purely random. The newspaper conducted a random sample of 500 American teenagers. The results of the field survey look random by several different measures. RaNdoM. Adjective. Characterized by or often saying random things, habitually using non sequiturs. You're so random. Reference.
Yo, they talking crazy. Yeah. Morning time vibes, you heard? Yo, they talking crazy. We don't even see them. We got our own money. We ain't trying to be them. Yo, they talking crazy. We don't even see them.
Yo, you see that? You see that, yeah? You see that? Big up to Mozzie and big up to West Ham Fan TV. Word up. I'm showing you. Big up, Hammers Fans United and Cam on the camera. You get me? Wow.
And if you throw a cat at him, he'll kick the fucker back. He kicks it to the left, he kicks it to the right. And when we win Europa League, we'll sing this song all night. Oh, Kurt Zouma's magic, he wears the magic hat.
Don't know. Yo, hold up. Where am I at? I'm here, but I'm not here. But I'm here still, you know what I mean? I'm still here, dog. Like, yo. What? Peaches in the building. Peaches in the building. Rah, rah, rah. Ticket, la, la, la. Don't know. Yo. Halftime. Random talk halftime, yeah? Random talk halftime. Random talk halftime, dog. Because that's all that it is. It's halftime. Like Nasty Nas, one of the wickedest MCs in the world ever to bless the microphone, his first tune was called Halftime. And it was like him just spitting like verses, no chorus, nothing. And it's like, that's what we're in right now. We're in like that no chorus mode. Just let the music play. And then we'll start spitting again when Sevilla come to the London Stadium. Have them apples. Have them Granny Smith apples. Have them Honey Crisp apples. Have them Gala apples. Have all of the Macintosh apples, dog. Like, yo, we got this in the grasp. Straight up. I know that there was bad news about Bowen not really being able to be fit for the match because the injury is a complex one, isn't it? It is. It's a complex injury. He didn't do his like Achilles in, but he did his heel in, and he looked in so much pain. So it's a complex injury that man has. Honest, cause it's like stubbing your toe or something like that. You know what I mean? Like it hurts. It's not like crucial, bad, like Lanzini doing his it wasn't his ligaments, but his Achilles, wasn't it? It's not like Lanzini doing his Achilles and then like that, where you're like too afraid to jump off and like push forward. But it's one of those injuries that isn't claimed as that bad, but it really hurts. You get what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm saying? It's like one of those injuries that like really hurts the man, but it's not classified as like a bad injury. He didn't do his AC in, didn't do his Achilles in, didn't do his ligaments in, hammy in, or whatever. But it's like, it's bad. It's like stubbing your foot, dog. It's like, no, stubbing your toe. 100. 100. So I heard that news. And then I also heard the news that Rice and I think it's Lanzini, if they get a yellow card in this match, they'll miss the opening match of the quarterfinals when we could be playing whoever, saying we get into the quarterfinals. I think we're going to get in there. I got a good feeling. Everybody's like, a lot of people, not everybody, but a lot of people are like, yo, we missed chances yesterday, which we did. I agree. We did miss chances. I thought Vlasic looked good. I don't know about this hating on Vlasic, and I'm not going to say any names because the person that said this said everybody has opinions like buttholes. So, agreed. But I think Vlasic, and I told this to one of my boys the other day, young JAK to the E, and I'm putting on public. I don't business no more. I don't care. Dog. Big up JAK to the E. If you ain't subscribed to West Ham Unofficial, subscribe. You get me? But I was on the phone last night, and I was saying to him, man, I think Vlasic is gonna be like Bowen and Ben Rama put together. Just saying. I think he has that ability, and I do think he's a Moy signing. That Al Nezri, he looked tidy last night, man. Like, if you get him under Moyes' like mantra, don't run, don't play type thing, I think he'd be a fitter player than what we saw last night. Real talk. Thomas Suchek. Yeah. Well, no, we'll go into rating the players next because I got a special guest coming on the show, and me and him will go into like rating the players. And that special guest is Budgie. Big up Budgie. You know, like, yo, if you ain't subscribed, subscribe already. You get me Green Street Elite. Top man things, dog. Top man things, man. And big up Happy, which I figured out like early this morning. I'm calling it H to the PO because it's like Jay-Z has that tune, didn't he? And she's happy. So it's like H to the PO, H to the PO, H to the PO. Happy Hammerette, H to the PO, H to the PO, H to the PO. Enough respect. You know what I'm saying? Big up Happy Hammerette, dog. I ain't even looked at the comments yet. I don't know who's in right now. I swear to God. I have no idea who's in. I will get to them. And then it'll be like a catch-up game. Like, don't mustard my relish. I got to play catch-up and shit. But, yo, mustard on that. But real talk, man. Big up Happy. Big up Budgie. Big up Kieran. Big up Titch from Hammers Fans United. Big up Cam from Hammers Fans United, who supplied me with this. If you missed it, I will play it again. I know I do this intro so long, and you'll get like so many people watching, and then they dive because like I'm just playing the intro so long. But I don't care. I like the intros, dog. Honestly, the intros make me feel happy because it's like it's fun. You can only hear so much of Peach before you want to shut him up. Even I know that. And I'm Peach. Like, I want to shut myself up sometimes, dog. Like, I ain't even playing with you. All I do is like rabbit. But it's like, yo, that's why you get the intro so you can get prepared for the rabbiting, the waffling. You know what I mean? 100. But yo, this is what Cam sent me still. Watch this.
And if you throw a cat at him, he'll kick the fucker back. He kicks it to the left, he kicks it to the right. And when we win Europa League, we'll sing this song all night. Oh, Kurt Zuma's magic, he wears a magic hat.
And when you kick it, see, I think it should go like this. Kurt Zuma's magic, he wears a. No, it should be Happy because his middle name's Happy, yeah? So it should be like Kurt Zuma's happy. He wears a happy hat. And if you kick a cat at him, he'll kick that cat right back. He'll kick it to the left. He'll kick it to the right. And when we win Europa League, we'll sing this song all night. So yeah, I'll just like change the. I take the F word out of there, and I take the magic. I know the magic is because like, yeah, Curious George and thing, and I don't know, Green Ham and Spam or whatever it's called, like, the children's books and that. So that's why he's like wearing a magic hat because it's about a cat. Like, I get that, but his middle name's Happy. So like, Kurt Zuma's happy. He wears that happy hat, and if you kick a cat at him, he'll kick that cat right back. This is Clive right now. So Clive, I'm not answering the phone. I'm declining, but I'm sending you the link just now. Don't worry, my G, I got you. Hold up. I gotta send this man the link. Like what I'm stupid, dog. It's gonna go like funny for a second. Hold on. Hold on, how do I do this? Oh no, I don't wanna add myself now. You have two peaches. No!
No!
Hold
Hold
up.
up.
Hold
Hold
up.
up.
No,
No,
you
you
got
got
one
one
looking
looking
down,
down,
one
one
looking
looking
up.
up.
You
You
got
got
two
two
peaches
peaches
for
for
the
the
price
price
one.
one.
Word
Word
up.
up.
Okay.
Okay. More.
Where
What
is
is
it?
it?
Guests. Invite
Invite
guests.
guests.
And
And
I'm
I'm
sending
sending
you
you
the
the
link
link
too,
too,
dog.
dog.
I
I
see
see
you.
you.
I
I
see
see
you.
you.
I
I
know
know
it's
it's
all
all
like
like
echoey.
echoey.
I'm
I'm
like,
like,
you
you
got
got
three
three
and
and
four
four
of
of
me.
me.
What?
What?
Yo,
Yo,
for
for
the
the
price
price
of
of
one,
one,
how
how
you
you
mean?
mean?
Real
Real
things.
things.
See,
See,
you see
see
spaceship,
spaceship,
then you
then you
see
see
green
green
screen.
screen.
Raw,
Raw,
uncut
uncut
and
and
raw.
raw.
That's
That's
how
how
I
I
roll,
roll,
dog.
dog.
Wicked.
Wicked. You
See
see
me?
me?
Okay, so now you only got one piece back in the building. No, like, blah, 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 blah. Like, no, whatchamacallit, echo, echo, echo. Could I get Brecco bracket on the microphone? Heck no, don't Lego my ego. Trust me, Doc. Hold on, I'm sending this link to Budgie, which I promised, and I'm also sending the link to Milesy. Real talk. I am. What's the time? 12 in the afternoon. So no, that's 12 midnight for no 1, 2, 3, 3 in the morning for Kieran. So I can't send him the link. I'll send. Let's see what Frank was saying. He's in Las Vegas right now, so it's highly doubtly he'll come on. But I sent him. I'm sending him the link on just now. Hold up, on just now. And then who? Oh, Duke. If Duke's around, we always love a bit of Duke. Like, yo, this is Duke, dog. Duke is a G. I don't business. That is my G, dog. Straight up, Duke is my G, dog. Straight up, man. Where's the one with Duke? It's this one, isn't it? No, it's that one. No, it's this one.
Yeah. What's up, my brother? Listen, just giving you a shout real quick. This the last one, you know what I'm saying? The best for last. Young P. Chiavelli, what's going on, brother? Hey, brother, hey. Best for last. Young P. Chiavelli, what's going on, brother? Hey, hey. Y'all heard that we won. What's going on, brother? Hey, I know you the voice of positivity. Young P. Chiavelli, what's going on, brother? Hey, hey. What's going on, brother? Hey, hey. Hey, we hit a rough patch. This what you do sometimes, right? We dropped a couple games. I know you the voice of positivity, so don't let nobody get down, right?
Yo, nobody's getting down here. Because you know why? We have the man, we have the myth, we have the legend. And you know what? I'll show y'all this, yeah? I never met this man in person, Doc. Like a lot of you. I've never met all of you in person, but we all support West Ham United. We have that common denominator, and I tend to have a good judge of character when I'm dealing with people. I know somebody's a fraud. I know somebody's a fake. I know them things, dog. Like that's how I was brought up. Like real East London things, dog. Like you can spot a CNUT from a mile away. See, I'm purposely like didn't spell that how it's like it's supposed to be spelled because you know we don't do them things on here. But it's like, yo, I'm showing you, man. Like meaning this man, he he's gonna be a friend for life. He's like he's stuck with me. I'm like a bad rash on him now. So everybody in the universe, in the world, big up, man. Like budgie dudgy doy. What are you saying, rude boy?
Well, what an introduction.
You deserve it, dog. You deserve it, dog.
Bless you for that. Thank you. Oh,
You
well,
deserve
I'm
that,
all
dog.
right, mate. I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. I'm a bit bloody warm, actually. Get the old jacket off.
Get the jacket off and let's get
Yeah,
into
man.
some West Ham halftime talk. Like, what was your thoughts on the match yesterday? Like, did you leave? You went to the West Ham / Liverpool / Chelsea pub, your local, to watch it. But were
Yeah.
you left feeling? Were you, like, were you left feeling like we looked like we were there from 10 years ago?
I don't know. Hang on. I'm just going to switch over
Yep.
from my Wi-Fi
Yep.
to mobile data because my
Like I thought if anybody was gonna ask, we looked like we've been
right.
in that
That's better.
competition. Yeah, 100%
That's better. I'm not
Yes.
jumping around now. That's
Yes.
it. Yeah.
Didn't you think we looked like we didn't look like newcomers into Europa League?
No,
Like,
I felt that we approached the game yesterday with verve and vigour.
Yep.
I thought that we were ready for them.
Yep.
Equally, they were ready for us, I believe. But
100%.
I liked the setup and the personnel that he used at the beginning of the game.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, and here's a shocker, because I don't generally say this too often, although I would like to say it a lot more. I thought Ben Rama came on and changed the game.
Yes, he did. He gave
us a lot more threat.
Yes.
Yeah, he gave us a lot more threat. And
Yeah.
now, I believe it was Affers that said it. It may have been somebody else that said it in the group chat.
Oh, Athers said aliens don't exist. So me and Athers have beef right now, dog. Because yo, that
in one of the group chats that I'm in, somebody said that they would like to have seen Ben Rama come on 10 minutes earlier, and be put into the 10 role with Vlasic and Fornals. So basically, replace Lanzini for Ben Rama, put him in the 10 role. And I said, I can see that working. I really
100%.
could see that working.
100%.
You know, the way he played last night, I got to say, he was damn good. He'd done a really, really decent job.
Yeah. Are you scared about the whole Rice and Lanzini thing? If they pick up a yellow, they'll be suspended for the first quarterfinal match?
You can't worry about stuff like that, mate. Really,
yeah, I hear you.
Especially as a player, you can't. You know. By the way, I just wanted to acknowledge that Frank is in the house. Pete, you really need to have a check on the comments, by the way. But I think Vlasic is coming on in leaps and bounds. I really do believe that he's gonna make the difference. He is going to make the difference as a forward player.
I agree.
Yeah, he's definitely got something now. And you know, I was watching Gatesy, I think it was last night. Yeah, I'm sure it was Gatesy last night. And he was saying that you know, that Vlasic needs more playing time.
He does.
And like last night, he showed that with the playing time, he can produce. Yeah, okay, missed chances aside, I thought we were good last night.
Yep.
You know,
I agree.
We really didn't deserve to come away from there without anything.
And Budgie, don't you think they did a West Ham on us? Because we're normally the ones that are so good at dead ball situations. And I'll tell you, that was a beautiful goal. And
yeah, it was
I
cool.
know
It was very cool.
Yeah, and I know that some of our defense, the man them at the back, like it was almost like they weren't ready for it when they should have been. And
yeah, you would think that
but
a
it was
team that are
beautiful.
so good at the dead ball
Yes,
situation would
yes,
be able to defend
know
it
how to
well.
defend them. Yes, 100%.
I mean,
Yeah,
the thing is, when we're practicing them, our
yep,
defence should be practicing with them, shouldn't they? Clearly.
absolutely,
So,
man.
you know, anything that's thrown at them, they should be able to handle. And unfortunately, last night we got caught short.
Yeah, we did.
I really don't. I don't actually blame Moyes for that last night. I do actually put the blame firmly on the doorstep of the guys that were on the field. But really, to be honest with you, is there any blame to be passed out? I don't really believe there is. I just think that we should have been a lot more clinical, and that's it. That's all. That's all the criticism I can give to the game. We should have been more clinical.
That's coming down to like your Southampton matches and your Liverpool matches. Like we could have been more clinical in those matches.
Exactly.
And
do you know something? We beat Chelsea and Liverpool 3-2 this season at home.
I know.
It could have been a lot more if we had been a bit more clinical. It could have been 4-2 or something, in my opinion.
100%.
You know?
No, 100%.
So you know, we've got to work on that. And I bet you any money you like, in training, I reckon they're clinical. I reckon they're beyond clinical. But then you're training with guys that you're with every day. You know, when you're playing against a team that you don't generally see very often, you know, you can't foresee what they're going to do, how they're going to play.
100%.
You know, so you know, it's a lot more difficult in a match scenario, which is why I believe David Moyes beds in players gently, because up against your own team is a different scenario to being up against the team that want to take points from you.
I agree.
You know,
agreed.
So that's why David Moyes beds them in gently, and you know, more power to him for it. Because look at the way Vlasic is moving on now, and you know, even Alex Kroll showed a few bits in his last game. You know, that there's some improvement with him. Okay, he's not the greatest midfielder we've got, far from it, but he is improving. Under Moyes, he's improved. So
he is.
You know,
he is.
From when from when he first played for us to now, he's improved. So you know, I actually was quite happy with last night. I was quite happy with Saturday's game against Liverpool.
Yeah.
I was quite happy with the performance levels and the desire and stuff like that. The only thing that we lacked was the clinical finish.
Yeah, I thought we looked good against Liverpool. We didn't look out of sorts, and that's like one of the best teams in the world.
Yeah,
and we did,
undoubtedly
and we
right now. I mean, Chelsea may very well be the World Club Cup winners, you know, champions.
Yeah,
but I don't believe that they're a better team than Chelsea, than Liverpool. Sorry.
No, they're not.
And you know, I think, you know, at this moment in time, it's a toss up between them and Man City. Really,
well,
as to who the.
Sorry, go on. As to who the best two clubs are.
Yeah, that's my opinion at the moment. We know that you know, Barcelona have had a few ups and downs just recently. We know that you know, Real Madrid have had a few ups and downs recently, as have Juventus and Inter, and you know, all of these big clubs. Yeah, all of the big clubs. They're all getting their hiccups coming all at the same time, which is rather unusual because we're pushing.
No, I know.
We're pushing to be there.
We're not the same old little club anymore. It's like we have a. I hate to say this. I hate to say this because we've always had one, but it kind of looked flimsy in certain days. But like we have a backbone about us now. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like we have a real backbone in this squad that we have. And all respect to David Moyes. I think he's been the best manager / player since John Lyle. Um, I think he's phenomenal. Would you go as far as saying he's as good as Greenwood? Give him a couple more years. You know what I mean? But what he's doing with the squad and
completely different era of football,
it is though,
mate.
it?
You know,
it is though, it? Yeah.
But you got to remember that when Ron Greenwood
Yeah.
was the manager,
Yeah.
you know, this country had only literally just come out of the war years.
Yeah.
You know,
like 45,
you know, within a few years, you know, we'd
Yeah.
come out of the war years.
Yeah.
And Ron Greenwood was managing the likes of, you know, players that had seen the devastation that the war had
Yes.
heaped upon London and the country
Yes.
and stuff like that. So it was a very different attitude back then, and a very different way of life, and a very different sense of achievement as well.
You're right. Yeah.
So, you know, look, for me, Ron Greenwood is a god in this club, in my opinion, right?
I
For me, John Lyle is right there next to him, and David Moyes is preparing his seat at the table.
Yep.
That's all I can say.
Yep.
You know?
I agree.
That's it. I mean, I thought Billick's done a good job.
Yep.
It wasn't exceptional. I thought, you know, even when Zola was our manager for a little while, I thought he'd done all right.
Yeah, me too. He had that.
I thought, given another year and a bit of dough, I thought he might very well have got us there or thereabouts.
Yes,
but he's got no place at that table, has he? Do you know what I mean?
No.
And likewise, neither has Bilic. You know, he done all right for us, but he ain't got a place at that table. Not with Ron Greenwood, and not with John Lyle. You know, Harry Redknapp was our manager for a while. Great manager, great character,
brilliant.
You know, club legend, but he ain't got a seat at that table.
But you know who I do think? You know who I do think has a seat at that table, and it's like they were never our manager; they were just caretaker. Was Trevor Brooking? I thought when he took the realm of being manager, and it was the season we got relegated, wasn't it? Or did we stay up, or did we get relegated that season?
I can't
when
remember,
he took
but
over.
I do remember that his first 3 games were all wins, weren't they?
They were. And I thought, like, I wanted him to become, like, full-on manager for West Ham United. And I think we stayed up by the scruff of our neck, because I don't remember going down with him. I remember going down against Bolton when we lost against Bolton on the last day. I remember when we stayed up when Manchester United won and Tevez scored the goal for them. Weird, but like, Trevor Brooking always has a big spot in my heart, man. I thought
here's an interesting little
what's that, man?
Nugget of fact for you.
Oh, you sounded like Gatesy now, Doc. You sounded like Gatesy now with your nuggets gone.
You remember when Billy Bonds took over as the manager?
Yep.
How many games did we go unbeaten under Billy Bonds when he first took over?
I know. It was at least like what? Well, it was like 7, 8, 9, like 10, 11. It was mad. It was
21 games.
Holy shit. See, I thought it was only like 7, 8, 9,
unbeaten.
10 games.
21 games unbeaten.
Okay, I'm thinking of wins then, because unbeaten, that's still a draw. And
maybe.
Yeah.
We did take quite a few draws, and there were a few wins. But hang on, let me just get my charger. 1 second, mate.
Yeah, do your thing. That's a beautiful nugget right there. That's a beautiful nugget. Like, Billy Bonds, what a man. And you have these players who they come to the front for the coaching staff and this and that, and they do a good job. Like Budgie's saying about Zola. I back him on that. Budgie's saying about Bilic. I back him on that. Pellegrini, I think that was one of the worst
Let's not
managers
talk
I've
about
seen.
him.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Listen, when
I
he went to
know.
Man City, he went with an inherited squad,
Not
and
many. Yep.
he managed to achieve. When he came to us, he had, what was it, 130 million to spend, and spent near enough all of it.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
And what happened?
No, thank you.
He got sacked because he
That's what I'm
wasn't
saying.
producing.
He was throwing money at like a stripper on a pole, dog, and we all were getting excited. Like I was getting excited.
Yeah.
Like, wow, we're getting this player, that player, Chicharito. Hey, but then what did they do? It's like he got all these. It's like when you're cooking, you get all these. Like you can't cook a nice meal unless you get good ingredients. He got all the good ingredients, but he didn't know how to put them in the pot or cook them. You get what I'm saying? It's like it was weird. It was very odd.
Funny you should mention Chicharito, because I was looking at some of his video reels on YouTube earlier. And, it's quite a common fact that he never scored from outside the box in his entire career.
100%.
And, I thought to myself, that can't be right. That can't be right. So I've watched quite a few video reels of him, and obviously you get to see a lot of the same goals because only a certain number he scored, but even the goals he scored for Mexico, every single one of them were in the box, every one. Really weird, really weird. And
same as Antonio,
Antonio, the only time he's ever scored from outside the box that I know of
for America
is for Jamaica against America.
Oh, sorry, against America. That was it. Yeah, for Jamaica.
And what a shot that was,
Oh,
but
beautiful.
anyway,
and you know what? Hold on, Budgie. You know what? I think that the way he took that shot, like I remember like trying to play golf because I think golf just disturbs a walk in a park, to tell you the truth. But like when I tried to play golf, it's like I'd always try too hard, try to smack the ball and get it as far as I could, or just keep it straight or whatever. But when I just like went through the motions of doing a nice swing and being relaxed, it's like I was able to hit the ball nice. And that's what it looked like when Antonio did what he did for Jamaica against USA. He just took it relaxed. Like he had no pressure on him, no rosette
got
things.
nothing
like,
to lose.
That's it.
Hi Frankie, nice to see you, mate.
Oh, big up Frankie. Big up Frankie all day long, man. Big up Frankie all day long. I hope your brother's well. Please, Budgie and myself, give your brother all the love that we can.
We do.
Across airways, dog. Straight up. So okay, let's no, I want some. I sent links out to people. Mousy's on the train. Gatesy like in something right now. Can't come on. Like he's a bit tied up. But I want to do a player rating thing. But I want other what you call it, opinions. I want other opinions because I think me and your opinions are gonna be like smack on. But I want Gatesy on because
we got some people in the chat, so
word up. I know, but like Gatesy was on that, like he was Vlasic hating today in the group chat thing, dog. I want to have a word with him, dog. I want to have a word with him because I don't know why he's hitting on. I know everybody has opinions like buttholes, yes, but like I see Vlasic becoming better than Bowen, better than Ben Rama. Like I think he is an incredibly gifted footballer, and Croatians, I'll tell you, Budgie, I've always been impressed with Croatian footballers, like always. It's like that other country, what's it, Bosnia Herzegovina or whatever it's called. Like
Bosnia Herzegovina.
Yes, dope footballers, and while I'm talking on them, big up yourself, Budgie, because you put Ghana Hammers on the WhatsApp group that you got. Big up yourself for that, dog, because I don't think people know.
They're going to be getting some time on
Green Street
Elites.
Wicked.
I'm going to talk to Abdul, the guy from the president of Ghana Hammers, and we're going to arrange for him to have the key to the door, and then him and his guys can
I love that, man.
have a little play. They can, they can do some stuff themselves.
Because people really don't know your background with Ghana. Like, just fill
Okay,
our heads
so
up with a bit.
I'll explain a little bit of it.
Yeah,
My sister,
please do.
in 1999, or was it 2000? No, it was 2000. In 2000, my sister was in Egypt teaching English. She met a guy out there who was Ghanaian. They really got on well. Within 2 years, they got married. They're still married now. 22 years later, they're still married. And my sister is now, she has a title in Ghana now, which is one that she's earned, not been handed to her. She's the first white Queen Mother in Ghana.
That's big.
Which doesn't mean that she's the mother of a king or a queen.
No, I get you.
It's a title that's given to somebody within the diplomatic group, and she's like, because of the sort of things that she does, and she can teach English, etc., etc. She's more about the connection between the community. So she's got this title, the Queen Mother, because of this. That bloody sun's getting in the eyes. Because of her capabilities and her abilities. So she's earned the title. But the thing also is that her husband, he is the grandfather of the national chief imam of Ghana.
Wow.
So basically, he's the top man in the Islamic faith in Ghana. And every day there's like an 8-hour queue of people to visit him.
So your sister is married to a Muslim, yeah?
Yeah, my sister has converted to Islam as well.
See, my cousin did that because he met a lovely girl in Morocco, and for them to get married, he had to convert to Nation of Islam. So we got another thing in common we didn't even know we had.
There you go.
And Gates in the building. Gates is in the building. But no, continue what you were saying. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, no. All I was going to say was just that the connection between Ghana and myself is quite vivid. It's there, and I've learned a little bit about Ghana without going there. And I've learned a little bit about some of the customs and stuff. So I know that the nation of Ghana is one of a welcoming nature, one of love. And I wanted to extend my version of that to those guys, the Ghanaian hammers. So they're going to feature, and also obviously that you can invite them on anytime you want to talk.
I'd love. I honestly, like, whenever they put stuff on Instagram,
they're not exclusively for Green Street. They're not.
No.
They're West Ham fans, man.
That's it.
They're building. They're building.
And
any little hop up they can get. And also while I'm talking, I did mention a few couple of weeks ago that I want to start getting some donations of like shirts or kit, basically. Maybe even tracksuits or anything that your kids may have grown out of. We're talking about from the ages of like 6 months upwards.
100.
So up to adult. So if anybody's got any donations, please get in touch with me. It's quite easy, either via the WhatsApp group or at Green Street Elites. In fact, I'll tell you what, I'll send you over the email.
Please do. Because we got the Green Street Elite. We also got the West Ham RaNdoM. I'm sure Gatesy would partake in this too. Forged from Iron. 100%. Yeah. And
good afternoon, Rob.
How you doing?
How are you, Budge? How are you, Peach?
Brand new that you're here, dog. Brand new that you're here. Let's talk about Vlasic. Let's start kicking it off. What's wrong?
I'm just going to send you that.
Yeah, please do.
I'm going to send you that thing.
I was having a laugh. But what's wrong with Vlasic, Gatesy?
What's wrong with him? How do you mean?
Well, in the chat, you were kind of saying like, well, nah, everybody has opinions. He didn't play that well.
No, I didn't say.
Okay.
No.
Let's have
Don't
it.
misquote me.
Let's
Don't
have
misquote
it.
me.
Let's have it.
I simply pointed out
Yes.
that Nikola Vlasic had a 50% pass completion.
Yes.
Now, I'm not saying that that's the only metric by which you judge him.
Agreed.
And if you read what I put, I did mark him as a 6 out of 10, which I don't think is a bad score.
No.
But the 50% pass accuracy is part of how I'm judging him. Now, I think that being able to pass a football to a teammate without giving the ball away is a basic skill of a international / Premier League footballer. And for you to be able to come off the pitch and every other pass you made was astray, that's not good enough.
I agree. You can't argue with that, really. Like you know what it is, KT. I just see the potential this boy has, and yeah, if you're judging him on last night's match, I thought you saw little glimpses of it, but I gotta hold my hands up. You're right. I gotta hold my hands up. You're right.
Listen, the diving header he had, the big chance he had, I think he executed it brilliantly, and the only reason he didn't get a goal was because the goalkeeper made a reaction stop, strong hands, and denied him. Now, had that gone in, you would say, do you know what? Even if he did only have a 50% pass completion percentage, if he scores a goal and we go 1-1 back to London Stadium, you've got to be giving him probably a 7 out of 10 at least.
Agreed.
But he didn't.
Agreed. 100% agreed. Like, yeah, he makes a good point.
Like I say, I'm not saying I only judge players on, because as I said, a lot of people said that Lanzini didn't have a good game, and as I said in the chat, I also pointed that out that if you look at pass percentage, he had 90%. So it's kind of weird, isn't it? There's people that say that Vlasic had a good game, yet he had a 50% pass accuracy, whereas they say Lanzini didn't have a good game and his pass accuracy was 90%. As I say, I'm not saying pass accuracy is the only metric by which you judge a footballer, but it's a very
it's a very good indication of the kind of game they've had.
Yep.
Yes.
So Gatesy, if I could ask you, and Budgie, as well as, and hopefully some more people join in and we can have a little party. But for goalkeeper, Areola, like player rating times, Areola, what was your feeling on how he conducted himself between the sticks?
I wasn't overly disappointed with his performance. I wasn't overly impressed with it. I thought he had a reasonably good game. He didn't really give me any cause for any fear. So, you know, it was a reasonably good game. I would probably rate him about a 6.
Okay. And Gatesy, what about yourself, mate?
Yeah, I don't really remember him having to make what I would call a proper save. I mean, there was he had a header that came in that he just sort of plucked out of the air, but it was in pretty close proximity. It wasn't traveling at any real sort of like speed.
It wasn't any real threat at that time. No.
Yeah. I don't think there was
had he have
anything
not caught it might have been, but you know.
Yeah. I mean, you know, a goalkeeper of his ability should be able to pluck that out of the air 999 times out of 1,000. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Other than that, really, what did he do? He wasn't really called upon to do very much. So I would probably say it's going to be somewhere in the region of a 5 or a 6, and it's not because his performance was poor, but simply because he wasn't really required to do that much.
Yeah.
Makes sense. That makes sense.
I'll give him a 6. I'll give him a 6 because I'm feeling generous. I could say a 5. But as I say, it wouldn't be a 5 on the basis of him putting in a crap performance, because a lot of people would look at just as a rating of 5 and just go, you know, he wasn't that bad, and it's like, yeah, but he didn't do anything that much.
Yeah, he wasn't called upon.
Yeah,
was it? You know. Yeah.
So
Which makes the defending ratings a little more interesting.
And that's where I'm going to. And I'll start out for you, Budgie. Big Craigie Dawson.
Mr. Reliable, as he's becoming.
Yeah, our new striker. Come on with it.
Well, you know, listen, Craig Dawson, he came to us for, what was it, 2 million quid or something, wasn't it?
Gatesy knows. Gatesy
yeah,
knows.
I mean, look, come on. You know, I mean, look, you know, to a club like us, that's like going out and buying a can of Coke, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, listen, the amount of joy that man has given me over the last few months has been incredibly good, you know. And listen, on the strength of his ability to put a smile on my face, and especially yesterday, I thought yesterday he had everything covered that was required of him.
Yep.
So, you know, on the strength of that, he's got to get an easy 7.
Well, you've got to get the band hammer on that, Peach.
What's the band hammer on?
That last one. That's spam.
I know, stupid spammer dammers. But no, Budgie, like Gatey, you agree with Budgie, don't you? He has brought a certain light and certain strength to our squad as Big Craig Dawson. And you know what? When we were going after him, I think it was in January, I was like, why? And I was wrong. I was wrong. It was like David Moyes coming back for the second time. I was wrong about that. But what a nice signing has Big Craig Dawson been. Gatesy, if you're there.
Sorry, so I thought you was talking to Budgies. I'm terribly sorry.
No problem. No problem. I'm used to getting ignored, dude. I'm used to getting ignored.
Last night.
Yes.
I'm going to give him a 5.
Really? But
well, what's his strength is sort of like is not so much on the ground. He's more sort of like an aerial presence, and I thought a couple of times he got sort of like out jumps. He got outworked in the air aerially. For me, I'd give him a 5.
And what did you give him, Budgie?
I gave him a 7, but then you see, he made a couple of decent long passes as well, crossfield passes, and I like that. I liked it when he did that because he actually put Vlasic on a little run at one point, about halfway through the second half.
Yep.
He put Vlasic up on the left wing up there, and he stuck him out there, and on the right wing, sorry, and he it was a pass from Dalton, and he did that a couple of times in the match, which is, you know, like I said, I do watch the ball, but I kind of watch what happens off the ball as well.
You have to.
And I saw Vlasic making a run, and Dawson spotted it. You know, and he passed the ball, and Vlasic made about 30 yards with the ball. All right, okay. You know, I know we don't play with yardage and all that nonsense, but we're getting further and further up the field, which is always a great thing. And I think Dawson is more inclined to play the ball forward than he is back, in my opinion. I think he's got more confidence in the players than he has in the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
For a pass.
No, I agree with that.
I gave him a 7 on the strength of that, and you know, the fact that I thought, you know, what he was. Okay, yes, he was a little tardy in the air, Rob. I do agree with that, mate. But I felt that in general he had a reasonable game, so he got a 7 from me.
Yeah, I'd give Ariola a 6. I'd give Big Craig Dawson a 7, and then I'm not gonna get to this boy just yet because he's a monster. But we'll go to Zuma next. What was your thoughts? And the poor bloke was like limping for like half of the second half. Like, Gatesy, I'll come to you this time. What was your thoughts on our cat lover, Mr. Zuma? What was your rating?
Correct me if I'm wrong. He gave the free kick away that led to the goal, didn't he?
You get me?
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah.
See that?
He did.
You know, he also, I felt that after the yellow card, he was kind of walking on eggshells a little bit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So possibly he maybe didn't show the best of himself as a result of that. I'm going to give him a 6.
That's generous. I think I'd give him a 5.
Well, you know, Peach, I probably would agree with Rob
Would you?
That I think I would. I think that because he is such a presence in that defence, even though he wasn't playing at his fullest, I think there was still that a little bit of fear from the defence. Because look, when the manager is prepping a team, he'll tell certain players about certain other players.
Yes.
And Kurt Zuma will have been spoken about. He's a 100%. Champions League winner. Yeah. He's a World 100%. Cup winner. 100%. So my phone's jumping around again for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, so I think his presence in the back there is just as important as his ability. But I agree though, Rob. I think the 6 is a fair comment. It's a fair rating for him for yesterday. Wasn't super special, and as you said, treading on eggshells.
Again, I don't think 6 is a bad mark. I would say 6 is probably an average performance. Not spectacular, not piss poor, but sort of like I think a 6 is possibly better than some people give it credit for as a mark.
Yeah,
it's not bad, but it's sort of so. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
For me, 6 is sort of saying the man done his job and not a lot more.
That's it. A 5 is like a bit below par. 6
well, like, a 5 is a man doing his job and nothing else.
That's it.
or a goalkeeper that has nothing to do.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
And you were generous with that, Gatesy.
I was. I gave him a 7.
No, but Gatesy was generous. Gatesy was generous too with Areola, like giving him a 6, and
or a striker that gets no service. You know what I mean? It's like how can you mark a striker that gets no service?
Thank you, dog. Thank you. What was that all about? Like, Antonio. Do we still? You know what? I think he's going to show up like the Antonio of old when we play them in the second leg at home. I think
he's starting to play himself back into form myself the last 3-4 games.
Yes. Budgie, what do you think about that? I agree with Gatesy on that.
Sorry, I was just checking on a message and I didn't.
No problem. Gatesy was saying that Antonio's playing himself back into form, which I 100% agree with.
I agree with that. Yes,
beautiful.
I think he's secretly been checking out the fan TV and stuff to see what people are thinking of him. Because he kind of he's always played up to the crowd anyway, but
always.
Just recently now he's kind of trying to get more crowd involvement. Do you know what I mean? He's like he's trying to motivate the crowd a little bit more now. With his performances, of course. He's kind of looking at the crowd for approval. So I think maybe he's been sort of checking out some stuff. Or maybe part of the media team at West Ham have said, look, here's a few clips from certain media outlets. Have a look at them.
100%.
Now pick your game up, because sometimes, positive motivation works brilliantly, but at other times you have to use a little bit of negative motivation.
Step up.
And so I think perhaps maybe that's the case. I don't know. I'm guessing, but I know for a fact that if I was part of that coaching squad there, that's what I'd be doing. I'd be saying, look, these guys are calling for you to be dropped, mate.
Yeah.
And they're the fans. They're the ones that are paying to come and watch you. And they're asking for you to be dropped. So you better pick your game up, son. 100%. I don't want to drop you. But,
no, 100%.
That's that's my feeling. I'm probably completely wrong.
No, I know. I agree with that. I agree with that because you know how the man loves the celebrations and all this and that. He's not going to be able to do no celebrations if he ain't performing. So I wouldn't put it past what you're saying that he's either been told by the West Ham backroom or whoever club in general, like step it up, son. Like step it up. You're a good footballer.
Might even be his wife. You get
what I'm saying?
Could even be his wife. Go here, look, and Mike, look, Mickey, look, have a look at that. I saw this on YouTube earlier.
That's it.
Have a look at that. Look what they're saying about it.
That's it. So, Budgie, I'm gonna come to you with Cressy. What did you think
Creswell.
about? Yeah, what do you think about Cressy like yesterday, Doc?
I don't know. You know, I felt he was missing in parts of the
Me
game. To be
too.
honest with you,
Me too, Doc. Me too. Me too.
his performance wasn't really memorable for me.
I don't remember his. You know when you're watching the football match and it's like you hear the name, the players' names getting called.
Yeah,
Like I can't remember his name getting called
probably
like
half a
2 or
dozen
3
times through the
times.
game.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It was like he was null and void. Like
Yeah, I'm gonna give Cressy a 6
okay.
because he didn't do anything particularly wrong. But he didn't do anything particularly great
I'm gonna
either.
give him a 5. I'm gonna give him a 5. Honestly, I'm gonna give him a 5.
Rob, what you saying, mate?
Yeah, Rob, what's up?
I'm gonna say a 6. It's a 5-6 sort of performance. Do you know what I mean? It's somewhere in that bracket. I mean, I think defensively he did what he needed to do.
Agreed.
I think offensively, I don't think he got up the pitch often enough, far enough, whatever. Correct me if I'm wrong. He took a free kick, a corner in the first half that went out of play before it went into the box, and it went as a goal kick, didn't it? It sort of he bent it from out to in, and it was a wasted opportunity, and that was quite frustrating because obviously he's normally someone that
on the ball
is pretty sort of like reliable from set pieces, but that was quite poor. So I think defensively did what he needed to do. Offensively, not quite enough, and like I say, that corner, he's got to lose a mark for that. So I'm going to give him a. I'm going to give him a. I'm going to go 5. I'm going to go 5.
Thank you.
I think that corner was the thing that's really sort of disappointed me because I think someone of his ability should be doing an awful lot there. That's his.
And with his record as well, you know, I mean, like the amount of corners that guy's taken and they've been precise or nearly as or dangerously good. You know what I mean? Like with a guy with that kind of statistic behind him to be that sloppy, if you like. You know, I understand. Yeah, I understand the 5.
It's his dead ball skills are out of whack. They're nuts. He's like, they're so good. Like he is such a proper player in dead ball situations. I'm jumping because I'm saving the last defender for last because he's my hero. But we'll go to Rice. Not a fully fit Rice, but he got that Lucas boy done up, so he can't play against us at London Stadium. So that's a big part to play in it. Gatesy, what was your player rating on Mr. Declan Rice?
I think he was a 6, if I'm being honest. And
okay.
And the thing is am I rating him as a 6 compared to what I think he's capable of, or what I know he's capable of? That's probably more accurate. But you know, he didn't quite look himself. Whether that's because he's still recovering from this virus, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that I know what you're saying about the situation right at the end. The only thing that concerns me is that he got carded as well. Now, although that doesn't put him out of the next game, it could be that if, for argument's sake, he got booked against Seville in the second leg and we progress, is he then going to put himself in a position where, because of that cheap yellow card, because to be honest, he didn't need to put his hands on the player. I know the guy was play acting, but the moment you put your hands on a continental player in a European tie away from home, they are going to make absolute meal of it like you wouldn't believe. I mean, we've seen it so many times. I think that was a little bit of a cheap yellow card for me. So I'm going to give him a 6. Like I say, he's listening again. If you look at his past stats, I think he was running at 91%. So he was efficient with his use of the ball. Whether he you know, did enough sort of like forward passing. Now that's another thing, but he retained possession well. I thought that it seemed to me, and I don't know what you guys feel. Did it look to you like the Rice Souček axis of Rice sitting and Souček moving on? That seemed to be a bit more obvious yesterday, I felt.
Yeah,
I could agree with that. Yeah. You noticed it too, didn't you, Budgie? Like,
I did, yeah, and I actually feel it was for the reasons that you highlighted earlier in that. It was the fact that he hasn't fully recovered from this virus or this illness, and perhaps his energy level was at a point where he's going, look, I need to just do this holding role, because I can't really move around the pitch too much because you're going to lose me for the Sunday game. You know what I mean? So I think maybe it was, probably more evident because Rice wasn't fully fit, fully healthy. And, a 6 is, as we said, is a player that does his job and not a lot more. And as you said, 91% pass rate, Rob, which is pretty standard for him. His passing rate is usually in the 90s anyway.
Yeah.
So, a 6 is a fair shout for Declan. He didn't do an awful lot more than his job.
Anton.
But he did do it well.
Yeah, I'd give him a 7.
Good afternoon, Anton.
Yeah, big up Antonio. Big up. You say, yo, check your WhatsApp, you dickhead. I WhatsApp this guy all the time. And when you get like 2 check marks, like somebody's checked it, I'm always on like 1 check mark. Like Anton doesn't like me, or he just don't use WhatsApp. And even I've like emailed him like things, dog, but he don't want to get involved. Like, Anton, we love you here at West Ham RaNdoM, dog. How do you mean?
It's the signal in Scotland's not very good.
It's all blaming on Kilmarnock. Yeah, blaming on Kilmarnock nil. Straight up. Okay, so we're going to go from Declan Rice to Thomas Souček. Terry Butcher, band around the head. He kind of looked to me not involved. He kind of went on wary runs, kind of looked lost like Bambi at certain times. Am I wrong or am I right?
I think he did look a little out of sorts, but I also think that he had a look of determination about him in everything he did.
Okay.
I don't think his effort levels or his desire levels were low. I think he was fully up for the game.
Okay.
But, again, maybe the fitness level may not have fully been there. When you've had a bang to the head, and that was quite a severe bang to the head, and it opened him up.
Yeah.
It opened him up. So, that's obviously going to be a worry. I don't really want to go into too many heavy clashes, etc., etc. Like I don't really fancy being hauled off because there's blood pouring out from underneath this headband,
Yes.
And I felt that the headband was a little too low on his face as well. So it was kind of obscuring his vision a bit. It was like that, wasn't it?
The blue headband thing he had on. Yes. I thought that too. Gatesy, what are you saying?
I'm probably going to go Souček with 5. I thought that. I mean, he obviously had the opportunity where he had a quick shot, which I think he should have done better with. I think a player that last season got 10 goals from midfield should be doing better with a chance like that, in my opinion. I felt that aside, I thought his passing was very erratic, and I just felt the game passed him by, to be honest with you. It wasn't for a lack of trying on his part. The one thing you're going to get with Thomas Souček is he's going to run all day long. He's going to put in a shift, but just yesterday it just didn't work for him. So 5.
I agree with that.
Yep. Agreed. Yeah, I agree with 5.
Yeah, I'll go 5 as well. So, and what was your score, Budgie?
5.
Okay,
yeah, I didn't actually say it. We went over. So there, I put my hand up as a 5. There.
Okay, gotcha. For now, Mr. Europe, Mr. Europa, Mr. Like when I play in Spain, all the football skills will reign. Like, what was your thoughts on Fornals? I thought he had a very good game.
Go on, Rob.
He's gonna murder me now. He's gonna murder me now.
Again, I think his his quality dropped quite noticeably in the second half compared to the first half. Now, that being said, it should also be noted that the teams did as well, because I think there was a 20-minute phase between about minutes 55 and 75 where Sevilla just put their foot on the accelerator a little bit, and that was obviously during that period they scored the goal, and I thought they created a good few chances, put us under pressure. So Fornals wasn't alone in that, but again, his pass accuracy was 66%. Now, for someone who I consider to be an excellent passer of the football, again, I would suggest that is not good enough. I'm not slagging the guy off. I think he's a fantastic footballer. I love Pablo Fornals, but last night I think that he started well, but tapered off towards the end of his time on the pitch. I'm probably gonna give him a 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
And yours was a 6 too, yeah, Butch?
Well, fair assessment.
100%.
We're not giving any half points, are we?
No.
Okay, so I've got to toss a coin now between a 5 and a 6 myself, because I thought I think I'll have to go with a 6 actually, because like you said, Rob, he tapered off towards the end of his time on the pitch, and that's not like him normally. Normally, he's still going in for tackles after the substitute ball's gone up. So
finds that second win,
metaphorically, he still wants to get in and he kind of almost felt relieved to come off the pitch. It looked like last night.
I agree with that.
Yeah, 6 is a fair rating for him, really.
Yeah, it's 6s across the board. 6s across the board, 100%. Now, Mr. Lanzini, what's your thoughts, boys? Mr. Manuel Lanzini, what's your thoughts?
Well, for me, Lanzini's been one of the better players this season.
100%.
Especially in the last few games, he's been absolutely incredible.
Hasn't he?
Obviously, 1 or 2 missed chances. Again, needs to be a little more clinical.
Yep.
Last night, I felt that he kind of held the game reasonably well. It's 1 or 2 beautiful touches from him last night. He's a joy to watch most of the time.
Yeah.
I've got to give him a 7.
Me too.
I've got to give him a 7.
Yeah, me too. What about yourself, Casey?
Yeah, again, like I say, he retained the ball well, which is one of his strengths. He doesn't waste possession. I think that, yes, he should have done better with the chances that were presented to him. I know you could turn around and say, but he's not really a goal scorer. He's more the playmaker for the goal scorer. But that being said, he still should do better with his finishing at times. I think that's the one thing that I look at Lanzini and think if he could add a bit of a better quality finish to his arsenal, he would be so much a better player for it.
Agreed. And he would be then the player that we all wanted him to be when Dimitri Payet left.
But then probably if he had that in his locker, if he was a better finisher, then probably, with all due respect, he probably wouldn't be a West Ham player right now, because he'd have probably already left. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, but then he has expressed the desire not to leave West Ham until he goes back to River Plate.
I love that.
He wants to go back to River Plate to finish his career. He's nowhere near ready to finish his career yet. He's got a lot more to, in the bank to draw.
Yeah.
So, I think we've probably got another 3 years with him, I reckon.
I mean, you've got to remember as well, the injury that he's come back with, it has been known to finish players off. And for a while, I said, do you know what? He just looks like he's half a second behind where everybody else is. And that half a second might not sound an awful lot to us mere mortals, but to a Premier League player, that is an absolute eternity.
Yeah, and in fairness, Rob, before his injury, he was probably a quarter of a second quicker than most.
Yeah,
exactly. So it was a bit of a drop off, but it seems that he's bridged that gap some way somehow.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah. He's at least on a par with the players around him now.
Yes,
Yes.
I mean, part of it might have been a confidence thing. Once you've had an injury like that, you possibly you're like, oh shit, the next time
you're fearing the worst.
Yes.
Yeah, fearing the worst, of course. And having been told what that injury could have done to him, mentally, it takes a little longer to recover from it.
Yeah, I'm going to give him a 6 again. Like I say, his ball retention was absolutely on point. But I do think that the chances that he had presented to him, he's got to do better. So he loses a mark there for me.
Okay.
Now we got trouble. Here he
is. Get rid of the comment, mate. We can't see Anton's face.
Trouble, dog. Now we
Peach, take the comment off the screen, man.
What's the comment? Where's the comment?
He's covering his face.
Oh,
shit.
My bad.
Can't
No, but that's actually kind of good.
Jack the sheet up a little bit, Anton. Look, get rid of them. Get rid of them.
My G, don't worry.
Oh, it's what a handsome chat.
You know what? I'm gonna.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes.
Good afternoon, all. How are we all?
Yo, there you go, dog. What's up?
There he is.
What's up?
What's up?
Don't do that.
He's in the lap of luxury in Kilmarnock, rocking the West Ham. Yo, Sufal. You know what, brethren? I'll tell you this. When Sufal came to us, Sufal, I noticed the difference. Now I'll change it up, don't worry. But I noticed the difference, like when we played, having Sufal in the team for the first time. I thought he was he made a difference. You could see the international in him. You could see that, swapping him for Fredericks or, you know what I mean? Like a right back that wasn't ready at that time. Like, Sufal, he marks all my boxes, man. He marks all. What made you get that shirt?
Well, listen, hi Gatesy, hi Budgie, and hi Peachy Boy. Hope you're all well, mate.
Hello, Anton. Hope you're well, mate.
Yeah, you too, mate. You too. Peachy Boy, I don't ignore you, mate. I don't ignore you. My WhatsApp thing on that phone's broken, so
it's all good. It's all good in the hood.
Three kids under the age of 5 just makes life a little bit tougher.
Just a little bit, yeah.
He was gutted
on that, dog. Ask KT about that, dog.
He called my bluff.
No, but what made you get the cool Sufal shirt, dog? What?
Well, listen, I'm not gonna lie. I won the top. I won the top in a competition.
Okay.
But when it comes to our fullbacks, I mean Ben Johnson, I'm so proud. I'm so proud of what he's done. I know, and it's tough because I love what Vladimir's done for the club. I think he's still got a career at the club. I think he's got a place at the club 100%. But you can't ever really come away from the fact of a young English lad coming through the ranks and progressing through the club into the starting lineup. And in actual fact, I think his style of play suits our style of play better. He's very progressive, as is Sufal. He's got more. He's obviously faster, pacier.
May I ask a question?
No. What's up, Casey?
Anton, I'm just really interested in what you say there, and I don't disagree with it. The only thing I'd sort of say is obviously Ben Johnson's about to enter the final year of his contract because obviously he had an option to extend it for an extra year, which we've exercised. Now, given that obviously he's entering the last 12 months of his deal, which sets some alarm bells ringing for me, because if you haven't signed an extension by then, I'm a little bit concerned. If Ben Johnson would only agree to sign a contract if he was pretty much guaranteed to be the starting right back when fit and available, do you think that that's something that David Moyes could or should acquiesce to? And if so, what does that mean for the future of Vladimir Sufal?
Good question.
I actually think, I genuinely think that, so we're talking what, a year left on his original contract, but we've exercised the option to. Is it not a 2-year extension on top of that?
I believe not. I believe it's a year.
I think it is.
My understanding is as things stand at the minute, unless he signs a new contract, he will leave at the end of next season. That's my understanding.
I thought it was 2024.
I thought it was 20. I thought it was 24 as well, but I could be wrong. But either way, you know, even if we've got another season after this season of Ben Johnson, you know, and it's the same with the Declan Rice situation. I think we all get caught up in the contract extensions so much, and maybe a little bit too much. And the fact is, ideally, if we are going to sign Johnson longer term and give him a new contract, it would be this summer. And if we've going to have to believe what David Moyes has said, that this summer is going to be such a big summer for the club. It's a summer where we're going to have many changes, i.e. Mark Noble. Mr. Mark Noble leaves the club once and for all. From a playing perspective, there's going to be other players leaving the club, and he's going to have to. They're going to have to put their hand in their pockets and bring in other players. But that doesn't mean just bringing in other players. That probably means signing up players. I mean, apparently the rumor was a while ago, we have signed several players on contracts. They just haven't announced it. They've done it with Antonio. They didn't announce it for about a month or 2 months later. Yeah. And the same with Fabianski as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if, I'm not saying it's Johnson, but if they're already working behind the scenes in order to do it. But then equally, you know, if he's got nothing to owe the club, and then you probably all, I maybe agree with this to a certain extent, you know, they're maybe holding back. You know, if I'm Declan Rice right now, I love West Ham to bits. If I'm Declan Rice, of course, you can tell he loves West Ham to bits, but he's probably sitting there going, I do want to win everything. I'm 23. And I want to see what the club are going to do in the summer. Because if the club don't do anything in the summer at all in terms of investment, taste in his mouth, then why would many players want to stay? Why would many players want to come? Because if they're not going to build upon what they've got, because we all know it, we need to strengthen 100%. We need to strengthen. But I think for the likes of like Ben Johnson's of the world, like I don't think we're in any rush. I don't think we need to any rush. We've got them secured for another year or two, whatever the time is. It would be good to do it. And the other thing, Gatesy, is I don't think, and I know you know this as well, I don't think any players, apart from maybe the Declan Rices of the world, are assured of a first team start. Only now because of the lack of squad depth, maybe within reason. But when we kind of nullify that and have a larger squad, I mean, we've seen how many times that right back position, that left back position has changed throughout the season, and the centre halves have changed through the season. I mean, we started the season with, was it Ogbonna and Dawson?
Yep.
Or was it Ogbonna and Dawson, or was it Zuma? When did Zuma come in?
No, it was Ogbonna Dawson. It was Ogbonna Dawson.
I think it was, yeah.
Then Zuma, Dawson. Sorry, Zuma, Ogbonna. Then Zuma, Dawson, and then Dawson and Diop. It just it's been, we have actually utilised the squad for all different reasons. I don't know. It's going to be an interesting one, but I don't think we need to rush into, you know, or panic as fans if they're not. Panic only if, you know, I'd be panicking now if we hadn't signed players for this summer. But this would be my concern.
Anton, you make a really, 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 really valid point. Like, if we get competition in the center midfield, Bryce is going to start looking over his shoulder. Like, I know he's one of the best, like, center midfields in the match, defensive and attacking, box to box now. He's Superman. But it's like, if we get somebody else that is on the same bench as him, sitting, he's going to have to, like, he won't be going into the matches on Saturday, Sunday, Wednesday, whatever, thinking his name is automatically going to be on the team sheet. That's good for players. That's why we want a backup striker as well. And I hear what you're saying, bringing in somebody in the midfield so Bryce can not be assured of that position. You know what I mean? Like, you get what I'm saying?
Oh, hold on a second. Sorry, my little man shouting to me. Give me 2 seconds.
Yeah. Did you two get what I was saying? Like, do you think
I kind of get what you're saying, Pete, but then when you've got a player of the quality of Declan Rice, do you really want to play anyone else other than him?
No, but you want somebody up his arse, though. You want somebody up his arse, like
I get you. To sort of like, you know, compete for his place and keep him honest.
I think that was the idea of Alex Kroll, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you want the option to sort of like, I mean, it would have been quite nice at some points, I feel, to take Declan Rice out of the firing line at certain points and rest his legs, whereas he's basically played every minute of every game that he's been available. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Do you guys think when you look at Declan Rice, for example, and you listen to what he says, that he gives me the vibe that he wants to play every game?
Me too.
He really does. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the game either, and it doesn't matter the stat. Like, when it comes to Kidderminster,
I thought that was brilliant.
He looked like he really just wants to be playing every single game, and I think I kind of like that kind of. He's young. He's got that. He's still so young.
I know.
He's literally
I think he wants
23.
to play every game, and I think he wants to win every game. He's got a winner's mentality.
Absolutely.
And I think he wants to play for West Ham United. Like you
and,
can see.
And you know something? That's something that he has in common with Bobby Moore. Now I know a lot of people are going to get tut and deep breaths and that because I've used the two in the same sentence. But Bobby Moore was very similar as a young player. I remember him as a young guy, and as a young guy, he was hungry for the game.
Yeah.
He wanted to win every ball. He wanted to secure every pass. He wanted to win every game. He wanted to pick up trophies. He just wasn't as vocal. There wasn't the social media there is nowadays. So it wasn't quite so commonplace to know about it. But, listen, there's a very similar parallel between them two guys.
You're right.
And, and Declan Rice has actually said in the past he does want to win trophies, but he's also said in the same bloody breath he wants to do it at West Ham.
I know.
He would love to do it at West Ham.
Yeah. The thing is, can he do it at West Ham? That's the big question.
That's the point. Yeah.
I think.
I mean, he's shown that he is absolutely fixated on being a success, and the prime example of that is when he's obviously walked away from the Republic of Ireland, who he got 3 caps for in friendly internationals, and changed his international allegiances to England. Now, I'm sure that was a big decision he had to make. He was proud to represent the Republic of Ireland, but when he sort of like it came down to the crunch, he knew that he wasn't really going to be in a position to win European Championships, World Cups, or even sort of like get to the latter stages of those tournaments, with all due respect to the Republic of Ireland. And I'm speaking of someone who is actually half Irish, but he's a winner. He wants to win things, and like you say, 100%. He said he wants to win Premier Leagues, he wants to win Champions Leagues. Yes, he would like to do it with West Ham, but listen, hand on heart, is he going to win Premier Leagues and Champions League winners with West Ham? I'd love to see it, but I think we have to be realistic and say no, it's not going to happen.
The thing with that is that I kind of agree. I do agree with that, Gatesy, 100%. I also don't think that. I think I've said this several times on whoever I've spoken to. For the first time in my lifetime that I can remember, we're consistently given. For the first time 2 consecutive seasons in a row, we're playing well. I know as of late it's not been great. It's not been great football. We've been grinding out some results. All that sort of stuff. But if we can't, the performances we did at Sevilla, the performance we gave against Liverpool gave me a lot of hope. That's what I could walk away from those performances with, was 100%. The hope. And I was reminded that West Ham can play well, because for the last 6 games before that, we weren't performing really well. So what those performances did was remind me we can create opportunities, and we're lacking in the final third. Now, if I'm Declan Rice, I'm thinking exactly the same as you, Gatesy. I'm thinking the same as every single person that's in a job who's looking at the next opportunity to progress in their life and move further up, etc. What else is out there? And as we all know, the grass isn't always green on the other side. When you look at all these big signings, I think Declan Rice is a different bit of gravy in comparison to the Jack Grealishes, in terms of like Jack Grealishes and stuff like that. But the big thing for us is, and the lucky thing for us is, that I think that because the World Cup's in December, that it's such a drastic thing to happen with him to move in the summer of this year. And if we and the only reason why I think he would move in the summer would be if we just absolutely fail in the transfer window to strengthen our team. And we all know, and I think we all believe, that if we add utter quality final third, you know, someone that can come in and put the ball into the back of the net and maybe shore up that defense a little bit more, then I think we can go again and compete again. And I think I always thought it was this year. I always thought it was this year. If we don't progress this year, he would be gone. But I actually think it is next year. Next year's got to be. It's got to be. And I do agree with you, Gatesy. Like, but I do think the summer's the biggest one for me. The summer is big for me. This takes me back. This takes me back. We've had 2 summers in my recent, like in the last decade, I could say, that were so vital for us. And the summer was when we moved from Upton Park to the Olympic Stadium, when there was loads and loads and loads of promises made, and we ended up with Zaza and Gokhan Tours and Fengru, you know, all that sort of stuff. So that was a summer that I was like, that was when I kind of transitioned into like, oh, I'm really not happy. I'm not a happy West Ham fan. And then the next time, the opportunity after that to progress. Oh no, that was just probably it, wasn't it? Because that was on the back of a good season. Sorry. So that was on the back of a good season at Upton Park, and we didn't, you know, invest well and progress well into that year. And now this moment's come up.
Yeah.
And we've kind of got away with last summer.
Yeah.
Ish.
And January as well.
Well, we don't know if we've got away with January yet. We don't know if we've got away with January yet.
I know, because the whole Ukraine and Russia thing, like we can sign players on loan till April 7th. Like you did a wicked video on that, man. Like,
but I don't think we will sign someone. I don't think we will sign someone from those countries.
I don't think we will.
No, I don't think we will. No.
Shit, Gatey, what are you saying?
Can I just make a point here?
Yes, please.
The first time I've ever seen this.
Yes.
4 different channels on the screen together.
I know. It's beautiful.
One big family.
It's beautiful. It's flipping beautiful. Because
just had to point it out, lads.
No, I love that though, because it's all about West Ham United. People want to like get like, you know what? I hate it. People want to get all into themselves and do like some me thing. It's all about a we thing. It's all about a we STHAM United thing, dog. Trust me. But yo, so let me show you this, Anton, my G, Kilmarnock Neil. Let me show you this, my God. So player ratings, we were going up. I'm gonna get a quick player rating from you to catch up to speed. So Areola, what are you rating him?
Areola, don't think he was at fault for anything really. I thought he did a good job, but I don't actually think, from my memory, Sevilla caused him any crazy concerns. It was like any shot that he saved was pretty much at him. However, he seemed to talk. He did well, and I felt like his distribution was quite good.
Yep.
But I mean, I don't know, like 6, 7.
What is it?
I mean, they're just so close. I mean, I don't know, 6.5 maybe.
No,
is that harsh? 7?
No halves.
No
7. Then I'll give it.
Okay, 7.
7.
Wicked.
Same
Okay,
as me.
Big, don't know. Big Craigie Dawson. What are you saying, Anton?
Listen, I love the guy. I think he's quality. I really do. And I think he's so bloody. I think he's so unpredictable, isn't he? I mean, he's like Antonio up front, and he's at the back. He's unpredictable. I don't think anyone. No. There's not a butt coming. That's the thing. I just love the guy. I just think he's like. I don't think he can believe his. I think he's got so much faith in his ability, and when he signed for West Ham, now look where he's at. Like he's playing in the last 16 in Sevilla. For me personally, I didn't see anything majorly wrong. I don't think he was at fault for the goal. I think maybe the whole collective defense should have dealt with that set piece better. So maybe he takes a bit of responsibility for that as well. But I think he kind of walks away. They had chances, but when I think of the actual Sevilla's chances, there wasn't really anything like no world-class saves from Areola, or like all that sort of stuff. So I don't know. I'm trying to do it quickly. Oh shit, I don't know. 7? Is that too high?
No, it's 6 or 7s. It's 6 and 7s all day long. The boy Zuma.
7. I have to give it. I think it's pretty much the same. Yeah.
Bosh Cresswell.
I'm going to give him a 6, solely down to the fact that it was over on his side that the goal was conceded from. I've not looked at the replay again and again and again to see where he was. But also he just didn't really get involved in the game. I felt like the Ben Johnson got more involved in the game than what Cresswell did. So I'll give him a 6.
Okay, Souček.
Listen, I seen a lot of people criticizing him.
Me, I did.
And I don't know where I'm at with the criticism. And it's funny. It's a funny old game. When we do the shows, and you all think the same when you do the shows, and even on here right now, I can pretty much guarantee that 50% of the chat say he was crap and 50% of the chat says he's good. And I honestly thought he was okay. I liked his progressive play. I think a couple of times he maybe did give the ball away. But we are playing a very, very different level football team on their home ground, and their fan base are phenomenal. And that would have got to the moment. So, but for me, I thought Souček, it feels like it's like a 7 all round because the performance last night gave me, confidence. And so I think I'm going to give Souček 7.
And Declan Rice.
I think I'm going to give him a 7 as well.
Big up, Declan.
I mean, I don't. Unless someone can say otherwise, I don't think he did drive the team a couple of times forwards. Maybe he does deserve an 8 actually for his defensive duties. He done a lot off the ball as well as on the ball. Maybe he gets a solid 8.
Okay, Fornals.
I love Fornals. You've probably got the wrong person on this show to judge
and
slag off.
I think I gave Fornals an 8.
Yeah, I love what he does. I thought he was a bit quieter, but I actually think that I was really surprised we didn't play the 3 formation at the back and then the 2 wing backs. I really was surprised because I actually thought Fornals had momentum in that position, and maybe that's taken his momentum off of that a bit. So maybe a 6-ish, maybe harsh, but maybe a 6.
Okay, Lanzini, and then we're all caught up.
Really, really creative. I think he's brilliant. I love the fact that he's played himself back into the team again. I actually love the fact he's played himself back into the team again, and he's been there for 7 years. He was creating
and he's played himself back into contention for Argentina.
Argentina is in the squad. Yeah, he's done really well. So really proud of him. Creative, exciting, tough. 7. The chance he had again. It's finish that. Come on, please, just finish.
That's it. And what Gatesy was saying earlier, and Budgie was saying the same thing. Lanzini's kind of he's working his way back to like match fitness and the Lanzini that we know before the Achilles injury. And what's your thoughts on that? Because he did go missing for a few months, a few years, just not being able to just trust his Achilles, like he was second guessing it. But now, Gatesy said this by some way, somehow, or it was Budgie, he's able to now pop off, and we're seeing the Lanzini of old. More goals to his game, he'd be 10 out of 10.
I'm going to need to go, but before I do go, though, lads, on the Lanzini situation, for me, I think he was probably one of the players that was heavily impacted by the Payet situation.
Me too.
I actually think him and Payet played so well together. They worked so well off of each other.
And him and Arnautovic played well too.
Yeah, but I don't think he ever really recovered from that. And then he obviously got the injury that impacted him playing for Argentina, blah, 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 blah. Moving forward to now, Moyes plays in a specific style. You've got Lanzini, you've got Fornals, you've got Vlasic, you've got Ben Ramas, you've got creative players.
Vlasic.
Who all play well together.
Vlasic. What's your score on Vlasic, dog? Because
listen,
you got to go. I'm gonna nail them all down like quick time.
I think he's getting better.
Me too.
Confidence. Hopefully, he can keep doing what he's done. If he can give us the same again for the next game, he was unlucky not to score one at least yesterday. He had a great opportunity again with the second one, which was saved from the U2 frontman. So,
no, I take it in like Budgie, Vlasic, Gatesy, Vlasic. What are y'all saying? Because we ain't touched him yet, have we?
No, 7 for me.
Word up.
Before Anton, you said you had to go. Before you go, give a quick shout out to the 9 o'clock show tonight.
Yeah, Russ is doing.
Scott
Mental, but is it My Hammer's 11 or is it just a Q&A? I can't remember what he's doing.
I think it's Q&A.
It's Scott Mental, dog. It doesn't matter.
Q&A.
Look at this, Anton.
Yeah.
It's Scott Mental, dog. How do you mean?
I'm trying to find it. Is it definitely a Q&A? Either way, go and join the West Ham Network at 9 o'clock.
Yes. Subscribe if you ain't already. Share the shit, like the shit. Yo, no, Scott Minto, dog. I'll show you, like, Scott Minto, Ian Pierce, Don Hutchinson, DeCanio, Joe Cole. Like, that's when I, like, really, really, like, started following West Ham United, like, crazy. Like, oh, Trevor Sinclair, even Righty. Like, okay, so look, yo.
But before I go, though, just to let you all know, I do watch all the shows as much as I can. I might not comment all the time. So, Gatesy, I was watching yours and Duke's preview the other day. I was actually listening to it in the car as much as I could. So I was giving that a listen. I just couldn't comment. And Budgie, I do the same as well. So, and obviously I jump in as well. So, subscribe to West Ham RaNdoM.
No,
if you haven't done already.
He watches Budgie's show and he watches Sports for Mine. He just ignores like Peaches West Ham RaNdoM.
No. I watch the RaNdoM. I've just said it. I watch it. So you should go and subscribe to the West Ham RaNdoM. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button. Go and subscribe to the Green Street Elites. Subscribe and comment, and go and subscribe to Forge from Iron as well. And take it easy. Come on, you Irons.
No, hold on. No, you're not going
nice
yet.
One, Anton.
No, piss off, Budgie. He's not going yet.
I need to go make the dinner for the kids, and my wife's going to go mental.
Just two more players, Doug. Antonio.
Don't let him bully you, Anton. He does this to me all the time.
Nothing. I'm like,
I got your back. Don't worry, man.
Antonio.
I think he's getting better and better as the games go on. I just want him to grab a couple of goals and kind of fall in that line of getting the goals.
Yeah.
All right, last player who I thought was a monster yesterday, and I think he's like Glenn Johnson in disguise, is Ben Johnson. What's your rating for Ben Johnson, Doc?
I'm giving Ben Johnson.
Go on, come with it.
I'll give him an 8.
Love it.
Peace out. Come on, you Irons.
One, Anton. Take care, buddy.
Take it easy.
Take care, mate.
Love you, my G. What a beautiful thing. Getting Anton coming on here, dog. That was beautiful. Okay, so now we can slow it down a bit because he was like having to make like tea for his family and things. So now we can slow it down a bit. Vlasic you gave him what, Budgie?
7.
And Gatesy?
As I said on the message, I've given him a 6. Like I say, his execution of the header was excellent technique. It wasn't anything that he did wrong as to why the goal wasn't scored. It was on target. It was a powerful header. The goalkeeper made a good save. But as I say, I have to mark someone down who I consider to be a very good technical footballer when every other pass is not going to a teammate. 50% pass accuracy is poor, whichever way you dress it up. So I can only give him a 6.
Okay. What about Antonio Budgie? What are you giving? Mr. Jamaica?
Well, it's rare that you can say that you've seen improvement in a player like Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
He's been poor of late. We know that. And recently he's picked his game up. And like I said, there's a good chance that, someone's shown him some of the negative feedback in a positive way as motivation and said to him, look, pick your game up. These guys are calling for this or this and that and this and that. So I think, one way or another, Antonio has got it in himself to go, do you know what? I have got to pick this up. And he has been. And, he's never really been guilty of a lack of effort or desire.
Never.
But he's been guilty of lack of application. Let's call it.
Lack of clinical finishing.
It's just his application to his trade.
That's it.
He hasn't really applied himself fully. And he has been for the last couple of games, and fair play to him for that. So I'm going to give him a very generous 7.
I love that. Gatesy, what are you saying?
Yeah, I'm with Budgie on this one. I
love that.
I don't think that the fact that he didn't score a goal was any slight on his effort. Like I say, the last few games I've started to see the old Michael Antonio just starting to emerge. He obviously got the ball away at Southampton. Yes, we lost, but he obviously scored a goal, which is all you can ask of him. He's playing up top, so you score a goal, fine, not a problem. And like I say, yes, he didn't score yesterday. Yes, he didn't score against Liverpool at Anfield. But these are two top teams. I mean, if you look at their goals against column, They're both Liverpool and Sevilla are really tight defensively, so you're going to have to really do something special to breach them. He didn't manage to do it on either occasion, but as I say, effort-wise, I can't fault the guy. I'm going to have to give him a solid 7.
Okay, Gatesy, this is the man that just impressed me so much yesterday. He's Glenn Johnson in disguise. He's Ben Johnson, winning the top-notch prize. I'm giving him a 10 out of 10, which is mad, I know, but I just thought everything he did yesterday was instrumental. He was going forward. He was pressing back. He was pressing in attack and defense. I thought he was absolutely I thought he was like DB things, dog. Dogs bollocks things, dog. Like I just thought he played probably the best game I've ever seen him play. So on that note, now you're going to rate him a 4. What do you think Ben Johnson got rating-wise, Gatesy?
-2.
You bastard! You you're going to be taking a piss.
Generous man, very, very generous.
I love that.
I
love that.
Listen, he was my man of the match in claret and blue.
Yeah.
No argument about that. I'm sort of like I'm thinking 8 or a 9.
Oh, I love it.
Do you know what? I'm gonna say 8.
No, be generous, Gatesy. Be the generous, Gatesy, not the
I'll tell you for why he possibly loses a mark. I still think that offensively, I don't think he offers what a modern fullback is required to offer. Do you know what I mean? No. No, listen, defensively, I can't fault the kid. I can't fault him defensively at all. I do think that offensively, that's where his game falls down. If you look at other right fullbacks like Trent Alexander-Arnold, Kyle Walker, Kieran Trippier, offensively, they offer far, far more than Glenn Johnson generally does, and more than he did last night. Like I say, I appreciate that Sevilla maybe didn't allow him the opportunity to attack, but as I say, as a general trend, he doesn't get forward often enough, and when he does, sometimes it's his final decision, when cross, shoot, whatever, is sometimes the quality isn't quite there. But he's still learning his craft. I'm not sort of like digging the kid out, but I think he has to lose a mark for me for that from where he otherwise might have got. So I'm going to give him an 8, but he's still man of the match for me.
I love that. And I think I'm just getting a bit too excited with how well he performed last night. When you make the statement that you just made, comparing him to these top-notch players in football, he probably does deserve an 8 or a 7, but it's just he has time on his hands, and even to hold him in the same conversation as Budgie said, like sitting at the same table is like Trent Alexander-Arnold and Kieran Trippier, like that's something for him, because he's only a youngin, and he's only going to get better. And I listened to what you said before about how the contract talks and this and that, and Michael Antonio signed one, Fabianski signed one, that it might be done, it might not be. Let's see how long we got him till. Get it renewed, please. But I feel if he does stay with us, Gatesy, I feel he does have a bright future, and I would put him on the same jet plane as Trippier and Alexander-Arnold at the end of the day. Because how old is he, Gatesy? Like 20 years old? If that?
21.
Is he?
I think he's coming up
21.
Yeah. He just had it.
Okay. I did not know that. Okay. Budgie, what are you saying about the almighty Ben Johnson?
Listen, the kid has grown so well in this season.
Yes.
And agreed, Rob, I do believe that in the final third, I think he lacks a little confidence in the final third, which is probably why he's not quite so clinical. In defence, he's a lot more confident because he knows about his ability there. You see, the thing is, in the position that he's playing, you got to remember, he's going up. He's up against Vladimir Sufal, whose crossing ability and his ability to get down that line and get the ball into the box. He's probably second to none in the club.
Instrumental.
Yeah. And then you've got Ryan Fredericks, who can pick the ball up, you know, in our defensive area. And before you know it, it's ready to be crossed into the box because the man's like fucking Flash. Sorry, excuse me swearing.
But
the geezer's lightning fast.
Yep.
Ben Johnson's not a slouch. He's quick.
Yep.
Not quite as quick as Fredericks, but he's quick. And you know, there's a lot of potential in the boy. He done so well last night. I thought he was pretty good.
Yeah.
And again, you know, in the final third, just a little bit underconfident, I think, and not quite clinical enough. So
what would you mark him?
As a result, he'll get a very strong and a very well-deserved 8 from me. And
love it.
Get man of the match from me.
Love it. I love it. And that was Gates's man of the match. Wasn't it? That was your man of the match? Or was that? Yeah, it was.
Indeed, it was. Yeah.
I love that, Gatesy. Now, let's talk about Mr. West Ham. Okay, so then there's another monster after Mr. West Ham. You all know who I'm talking about. Oh, my days. But, like, Mr. West Ham, Mr. Mark Noble, Mr. number 16, Mr. like, oh, my,
Captain Fantastic.
Yes. What was your thoughts on his performance? Because I thought he came on and he steadied the ship. Like, he steadied the ship. That's
what the captain does, mate.
Yes.
That's what the captain does.
Yes.
He makes the ship sail smoothly.
Yep.
So he came on, he done his job. And as you say, he steadied the ship, calmed the waters, and gave us a little more opportunity. I felt he was really, really instrumental in bringing us back to a calmer, more more focused team.
So you'd probably give him like a strong 8, yeah?
Mark Noble, I'll give him a strong 8.
I love that. I love that. What about you, Gatesy? Gatesy.
Sorry. I'm just trying to do two things and at the same time, and I'm doing it badly. I'm a typical bloke. Noble. I think he's a solid 7. I mean, he can't listen. If he'd have put that level of performance in for a longer time frame, you could possibly make a case for making it an 8. But obviously, he was on the pitch for 25 minutes, something like that.
So. Yeah,
25 minutes.
So I can't sort of like go overboard because obviously, if anyone can listen. If you played 25 minutes at that level and then for the remainder of a 90-minute match, you dropped off a cliff, you're not going to be a 7 out of 10. Do you know what I mean? So I think it's going to be a 6 or a 7, but that's no slight on Mark Noble. I'm probably, my heart's ruling my head because it's Mark Noble. I'm probably going to give him a 7. If it was someone else, I'd probably give him a 6. Do you know what I mean?
Did you have any stats on his passing accuracy?
Because you look at, I'm just having a look here, right?
Please do.
Just looking here again, if you're interested in these things, his pass success was 93%. That's fantastic.
That's an 8 all day long, Gatesy. Come on,
it is. But that's only if he was on the pitch for a longer volume of time.
You're not going to get that from Noble like these days.
No, I know, but I have to take everything into account. You know, yes, it was 93%, but it was only a 25-minute game for him. So
how many passes would he have made in that time? You know.
Good question. I can probably find out, but you'll have to forgive me right now. I haven't got that information in front of me, but pass success was 93%. So I'm going to give him a 7.
No, you're going to give him an 8. I'm not listening to what you said. No, I'm changing his mind. He can say, I give him a 7, but I'm changing Gates's mind. He really means an 8.
What's your name? Vladimir Bloody Putin? Or
no, my name is Peach. And you know what? I'll show you this. I know Gates's train of thought, and he really means an 8. It just didn't come out right. He really meant to. He was all confused on the S's, like the 6 and 7s. He wanted the E. He wanted the E for 8. So Gatesy's giving Mark Noble an 8. I love you to pieces, Gatesy. Mark Noble gets an 8. Now let's go to Mr. Now let's go to West Ham Random. Let's go to Mr. Ben Rama. What is your? This is going to be interesting. I'm starting off with Gatesy for this one. Ben Rama.
I'll tell you what then. As that's the case, I'm going to take off my earphones so that I can't hear what Gates is saying.
Love it. I love it.
I need to also close my blinds and sort my lights out.
I love it. Do you, Budgie?
Carry on, Gatesy.
Budgie is a boy. Gatesy, Ben
7.
Rama.
7.
No.
Listen. Did he have a positive impact? I thought he did. Right. Again, let's just look at this. He had one shot in the time he was on the pitch. 91% pass success. He made 2 dribbles. I thought he came on and he tried to play on the front foot, and I'm going to give the guy credit for that. Yeah, all right, he didn't score a goal, but nobody did in a claret and blue shirt, so I can't single him out for that. He came on and he's an offensive player, and he came on and offensively he had a go. Yeah, and I can't knock the kid for that.
That doesn't up it to an 8. I think you're still on the S's. That doesn't up it to an 8. Like he was skinning men, like going past him with the ball.
I can't give someone that was on the pitch for that limited amount of time anything more than a 7, unless hang on, unless he scored the goal. Unless he scored a goal to equalise or at least set one up, I can't stretch to an 8. I'm sorry.
What was the passing accuracy though? Tell me.
91%. Excellent.
8 all day long. You got it wrong again, Gatesy. I have to fill you in on 8.
Listen, like I said on the group chat, opinions are like arseholes.
I know, but I'm changing your opinion. So it's really
like Pete said, some of them stink.
That's it, isn't it?
So that was Lucas that said that.
It was Lucas, but
was it?
Yeah,
I thought it was Pete. Oh, sorry, my apologies. My apologies, Lucas. So I didn't hear any of that. Have you finished your assessment?
Gatesy rated him 1 million. So what do you rate Ben Rama?
Okay. Right. Well, actually, do you know what? I thought when Ben Rama came on, he changed the game.
Me too.
He completely.
Thank you.
Stepped up the dynamic that we already had, and I think he gave it an extra gear. And to be fair with you, if that was the Ben Rama if we had that Ben Rama every week, I'd be calling for him to be a first name on the team sheet.
100.
So on the strength of the fact that he did that, he didn't have very long on the pitch, granted, but on the strength of the fact that he did that and that he was so completely different to what I was expecting from him and everything, I'm going to give him a generous 7.
Oh no, you and Gacy both got it wrong. You both said 7. It's an 8.
Nice one.
No, that's bollocks. It's a 9 for me. Ben Rama got a 9.
That's fine for you, mate. That's fine for you.
He's a miserable little git, isn't he?
No, you know what? Honestly, I'll honestly tell you, I was just so happy to see Ben Rama have a good appearance. I was. That's probably why I'm like. Honestly, you're right. It is 7 7s across the board. You're right, but just it's been a long time since we've seen that Ben Rama type of play. You get what I'm saying? So I'm giving him the extra mark for that. Like I'll give him an 8, not a 9. Realistically, an 8. Yeah, I will do. I will do.
Here's a question for you.
Let's go. Let's have it.
This is the elephant in the room.
Yes, sir.
The second leg.
Yeah.
Assuming Bowen is fit, I think it's reasonable to say Bowen will play. Would you agree?
I don't know, because Gonzo had a video.
That really depends on when the fitness is assessed. Because I think if he's assessed on the day as being fit,
what I'm saying is let's assume he's fit. Let's assume he's fit.
I like
that. Okay, what from this weekend onwards?
Yeah,
for Thursday.
Let's assume he's fit for Thursday. He will play. I think that's a reasonable assumption to make. Yeah,
all right.
I think so. Yeah, I think he's probably him and Declan are probably the first 2 on the team sheet anyway.
Right. So that being the case, And given Ben Rama's cameo yesterday,
Yes.
which both you and I, Budgie, have said was impressive, the same as Peach.
Yeah.
Is there a way for Ben Rama to shoehorn his way into that starting 11, or do you think that? And if so, I mean, who drops out for Bowen, assuming he's fit? And let's just say, for the sake of this conversation, he's fit for next Thursday's match.
Yeah.
Who drops out to accommodate Bowen? And if you're going to advocate putting Ben Rama in as well, who drops out for him?
So for now for Ben Rama, and for it was Rice you said next?
No.
I said if Bowen is fit for next week, who drops out for Bowen?
For Bowen.
And if you believe that Ben Rama should also start as well, who drops out for him? I'll tell you what I think. Now this could be quite controversial, right? But we played a 4-3-3 yesterday, correct?
Yeah, more or less, yeah.
Now we don't often play 4-3-3. We've traditionally played 4-2-3-1 or 3-4-3 occasionally, or 3-4-2-1, something like that. We've not really often played 4-3-3. Now, I personally think that if we played 4-3-3, that is the formation that, in my opinion, is likely to get the very best out of Saeed Ben Rama. Now, whether you're a Ben Rama fan or not, that's just my opinion. That was the formation that he flourished at when he was at Brentford. So I don't see any reason why he should, if you put him in a 4-3-3 formation here, then there's no reason why he shouldn't look.
Well, he slotted into one yesterday, didn't he? So and it suited his game. It really suited his game.
I would personally, now this might be controversial. Goalkeeper, I wouldn't touch. I agree. You can make a case for Fabianski, but I would say, do you know what? Ariola's been the cup goalkeeper rather than the first Europa game.
And he deserves to stay there.
Yes,
he's done nothing wrong.
Back four, I don't think I would change, but you could make a case for possibly Diop coming in at the expense of Dawson. But whatever, pays your money, takes your choice. But I probably wouldn't muck it. Right, Declan Rice plays. No ifs, no buts. Lanzini plays. No ifs, no buts. If we were picking the team, Thomas Souček might be an interesting one, because you could possibly say, could you maybe start Mark Noble and bring Souček on in the second half? Maybe.
I agree with that. That's a good point. That's a very good point.
I would drop out Vlasic, and I would drop out Fornal, and I would play three up top. I would play Antonio through the middle. I would put Ben Rama left, and I would put Bowen right.
Yeah,
I think that's strong as custard. Like,
I like that. I like
that too. Budgie, that sounds good.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
It does. And in fairness, should Bowen not be fit, I don't see any reason why we wouldn't keep Vlasic there.
Oh,
I thought
100%.
he played really well last night.
Me too.
He did drift over to the left a couple of times, but within the context of the game. So, I thought he'd done a reasonable job. So I would, should Bowen be out, I think we should stick with Vlasic there.
Agreed.
I've been calling for him to be played as a number 10, but I don't think he should be now.
No, I agree with you. And it's honestly like how Gatesy said, bringing Souček on in like the last 30, 40 minutes or whatever. And then if you had like Vlasic coming on in the last 30, or vice versa, you had Vlasic starting and then Bowen coming on for maybe he can only hand like 30, 40 minutes right now. So that's a shout too. That is a shout too, man. But I keep it the same as well. Oh, that's brilliant, boys. Yes, sir. That's a good shout, Gatesy. That's a good shout. It's just going to be like David Moyes has to get the substitutions proper on this one, because this game is big. This game is as big as like 2006 FA Cup. Like, this is it. This is Europe. We're in Europe, baby. Like, this is Europe, man. and we need to progress, and I think we will. What does your heart tell you? Your head might tell you one thing. What does your heart tell you? You think we're going through, Budgie, like quarterfinal things?
I believe that we're good enough,
yes,
to reach the final.
Me too. I think we're good enough to win the whole.
I also believe that we're capable of fucking it up.
That's always West Ham, though, isn't it? Like that, we get put on a plate and we'll drop.
Score 2 own goals in the last 2 minutes or something.
Exactly,
right?
Exactly.
Yeah, but no, I do. I believe that we can reach the final.
Gatesy, what's your opinion, man?
Of course, if I didn't believe that we, it's like I've said to you, if you believe you can, if you believe you can't, either way you are right. And I think we need to believe that we can. Now, whether we will is another matter, but if we go into it thinking we can't, don't even bother turning up then. What's the point?
Absolutely, man.
So
do I believe
similar to what I've been saying,
but
if you're in a competition, you got to be in it to win it.
Yep,
absolutely.
I hear that 100%.
Listen, Peach, I'm going to have to go, mate, because I've got
no, we're all going. I just wanted to hear what Gatesy was talking about, and then I'll just put some music on, and then it's done.
Okay, good.
So Gatesy, finish what you were saying, my friend.
No, listen. All I'm saying is and when I say we, I am not just talking to players. So anyone that's watching this that is going next Thursday, as I will be. Whether you're pro board, anti board, whether you're pro Moyes, anti Moyes, whether you're pro Benrahma, anti Benrahma, get that. Just for the entirety of that match, we have got to roar the lads on. We have got to recreate an atmosphere like we had in the Leicester game at the beginning of this season. We've got to really create an intimidating, hostile atmosphere that will get them players shitting themselves.
In fairness, Rob, we did that on our first home European game last in November. We did that. We were there and we did that. And in fairness, I think the event is going to help to create the atmosphere.
Yeah,
I believe so. Europa League signage and all that sort of thing.
I agree with that.
What's really important though, guys, is that if they score an early goal, that we don't all go flat as a pancake. Yeah,
that hasn't happened for a while.
We need to, if that's what happens, then we need to ratchet up the atmosphere even more because the players will need it even more.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's really important.
100% right.
We need that 12th man on the pitch. That's what we need.
Definitely.
We need Happy Hammerette there, and she said she's gonna sing her bollocks off there. So big up Happy Hammerette, and she will put us through to the next round, being the 12th person on the pitch. Trust me. Okay, I love the both of you. We're gonna end this now. I love the both of you. Forge your mind. Check it out. Green Street Elite, and the email is greenstreet.elites@gmail.com. Isn't it, Budgie?
Yeah, it is. But where there should be an I in the word elite, you have to replace it with another E.
There you go.
Because I couldn't get it with the I in it, so it's ELETS.
There you go. You heard it here first. Big up Budgie, Green Street Elite. Big up Gatesy and Duke. Forge your mind. And we'll end on a bit of random and we'll have fun. And bring on Thursday.
Random. Noun. A roving motion, course without definite direction, lack of rule or method, chance. Random. Adjective. Having unpredictable outcomes and, in the ideal case, all outcomes equally probable, resulting from such selection, lacking statistical correlation. The flip of a fair coin is purely random. The newspaper conducted a random sample of 500 American teenagers. The results of the field survey look random by several different measures. Random. Adjective. characterized by or often saying random things, habitually using non sequiturs. A roving motion, course without definite direction, lack of rule or method, chance. Random. Adjective. Having unpredictable outcomes and, in the ideal case, all outcomes equally probable, resulting from such selection, lacking statistical correlation. The flip of a fair coin is purely random. The newspaper conducted a random sample of 500 American teenagers. The results of the field survey look random by several different measures. Random. Adjective. Characterized by or often saying random things, habitually using non sequiturs. You're so random. Reference.
Much love, Peach. Thank you.